This week on the Analog Circle podcast, we get new information on the Xbox title Contraband, and it might not be what we were expecting. Moon Studios and Xbox find themselves in a bit of a kerfuffle that seems to be a result of Xbox having their own set of problems. I don't know, but rumors are stating that GTA 6, I don't know about this, but it's gonna run at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh my gosh. And Starfield's next expansion may not release when we thought it was. But all of these stories can be found here and more in episode 265 of the Analog Circle podcast. I am your host, Kiaun Mitchell, and welcome to the show. Welcome. Come on in, sit down and relax, because we're going to have a great conversation today. And if you are traveling, hopefully we can accompany you to your destination. Now, as always, if you want to be a part of listener feedback, shout out to you, Cody Clark. I'm working on it, my brother. But if you do want to be a part of listener feedback, you can do it two different ways. You can either email the show, and the email address is the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Now, if you don't want to email the show and you want to call in like the good brother Cody Clark had actually called in, you can call in by dialing 667-284-9057. I got to shout you out, Cody. I didn't think the line worked, so thank you for calling it, my brother. Gave me some extra confidence that it's still on. Joke ain't getting disconnected. Oh man! So before we actually get into the rest of the podcast, I wanted to let you guys know just a couple of things that I actually didn't write down, but some quick stuff to go over. It's a PlayStation 1 game that's being remade allegedly from the year 2000. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Looks like it is going to be Dragon Quest VII. It's supposed to be getting a remake. I don't know when it's going to come out. The story actually comes from comic book, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up. It was another story that talked about, some of the Fallout games are actually, the new Fallout games are going to be funded by ZeniMax actually canceling that MMO. Now, this story actually came from The Gamer, in case you guys want to look it up. It seems like that's maybe part of the reason why they shut down that MMO. And as a result, you're going to get some new, Fallout games as a result of that. I mean, golly, I wish for people that are into MMOs, which I am not, so it doesn't really concern me, but for ones that are, I wish you could have got the game. It probably would have been something special. But even though it's not coming out, on the bright side of things, allegedly, according to an insider, he's saying that money is going to be used to make new Fallout games. So I guess that's a positive if you want to take that away from that story. The other thing that I wanted to mention too was PlayStation. Oh man, PlayStation. These jokers came under fire. They were, this was also from The Gamer as well. PlayStation had a settlement for a antitrust case. And these jokers came out and said, look, man, we're going to give all you gamers that we did wrong. I believe it had something to do with their store, something to do with them actually upping the price of their games in the store. I think it was overseas. It wasn't here in the US. But you can definitely look it up over there on thegamer.com, the PlayStation case. But they said that, look, they got sued for $7.8 million in electronic credits. Let me see. It says, as reported by Reuters, the proposed settlement would have provided Impact gamers $7.8 million in electronic credits. Now, those credits would have gone to millions of users that have been impacted. But when you broke it down, each one of these gamers would have actually only got a coupon for a little less than $2 a piece.
Move this man.
Oh, man. Sony said, look, man, y'all suing us. Each one of y'all get $1.33 a PlayStation credit in the digital store. Oh, man, I don't think the judge went for that. So they told Sony, look, man, y'all got to go back to the drawing board. This isn't going to work. Give us a different number. I mean, less than $2. Man, PlayStation, $2, brother. Oh, my gosh. Y'all on y'all Nintendo stuff with that one. But anyway, I mean, 7.8 million is a lot of money. But, man, that breakdown is crazy. Now, the other story that I wanted to go over was Ghost of Yotei. They're actually removing stances from combat. Now, we know that was one of the bigger features in the first game, well, Ghost of Tsushima, where different stances would make it so you could beat certain enemies, which I loved. But now they're actually taking that out. What was the reason for it? I can look it up. This story actually was from Insider Gaming. The reason why, let's see, says stances are one of the most popular mechanics, replacing stances with weapons. Yeah, it seems like, okay, it's going to be more so weapon based and not based on the stances so much. They did go into detail why they did this, but I didn't get a chance to write it. All of these stories were stories I never got a chance to write down. I was looking them up and I just ran out of time. It was just so many other things to cover. So yeah, but that's what's going on in the very, very quick news. I wish I could tell you why they actually took it out. Well, hold on. It talks about Ghost of Yotei's wolf companion. Hold on. Let's see what that's about. It says during the same interview, the developers also provided more details about Etsu's wolf companion, who will play a significant role in combat as well. The wolf is a character that is, quote, much more elaborate and full-figured, end of quote, in the world of Ghost of Yotei. The character represents wild Ezo, connecting with not only combat, but also the wilderness that surrounds you. Moreover, the wolf is not like, quote, your dog, end of quote. It has a mind of its own. It says it may appear in some missions and might not in others. However, it is, quote, always at the edge of where you are. Well, it says where you're at. Pardon me. End of quote. So doesn't seem like it's going to be a shadow dancer situation where you're going to have him with you the whole time. He's going to pop in and out of certain missions. He's not going to be your dog where you can say, sick him, boy, get him, bite him. Nah, that's not going to happen. He's probably going to have a mind of his own, like they said. He'll probably help you with certain boss fights, maybe certain enemies. You're getting surrounded by too many of them. Maybe he dives into combat and starts helping you out. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be a situation like with Fallout. I believe you got the dog that's roaming with you, where he's going to be by your side the whole time. So, yeah, just wanted to clear that up. But let's go ahead, though, guys, and let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. And let's go ahead and officially get started with the story that I got from Comic Book. So some Marvel Blade news actually leaked earlier this week, and it has to do with the budget for the upcoming title. Now, this information was obtained from a report through the government of France by Timmer222 on Twitter. Now, the report breaks down tax credit information for various development teams based in France, including, one of my favorites, Quantic Dream, Ubisoft, and of course, Arcane Studios. Now, according to that report, Blade has, quote, a budget of more than 94 million euros, which in U.S. currency comes out to more than $109 million.
Show me the money.
Yeah, Lee, I guess it is no doubt that this game should be of AAA quality. $109 million. Oh, buddy, that's a good budget. It's a very, very good budget. The thing that now, even though this is great news, I'm glad to hear it, but it makes me wonder, okay, if it just got pretty much greenlit for this budget, how far away is this game? How many years from now Is this game going to come out? Is it in obviously it has to be in pre-production, or it's just getting into full production, after getting that budget. So it seems like it may be a situation where we will be waiting for maybe a few more years before we actually see this game come to fruition. Now, the one thing I will say that it does really pique my interest if the rumors are true, because, take all rumors with a mustard seed of truth. But the rumor mill has reported that Blade will be a third-person action-adventure game. Third-person action-adventure, and I am all for it. This will be a big change. When it comes to Arcane Studios, we know that they usually do first-person shooters for the most part. I've never seen them really go outside of that genre. But for this to be the game that they actually pretty much are experimenting with, doing it with, I can't wait to see what they come up with. It should be. I'm hoping. It's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and let's get into the next story that I actually got from Windows Central. So if you're familiar with Moon Studio, woo-wee. Yeah, this one right here, man, oh man. Listen, let's just dive into it. Let's go. So if you're familiar with Moon Studios, then you're certainly familiar with the Ori franchise. But they've moved on to another project titled No Rest for the Wicked, which they gave an update on. Now, if you're an Xbox Series owner, buddy, it could be some bad news coming your way because Moon Studios CEO, his name is Thomas Mahler. Man, this guy is, I don't know about this dude sometimes, but he said, and I quote, there's nothing to officially confirm yet. We want to support consoles, and just looking at the numbers, PS5 makes the most sense at the moment. Ultimately, we'll ship on all platforms, but likely not at the same time. End of quote. Now, the thing is, that wasn't the only thing that was said. I want to pull something up that I saved in my phone. Hopefully, I can get to it in a relatively fast fashion so that we can go over it, because it was another quote that he had actually brought up, if I can find it. And I'm scrolling through. And of course, it's not where I thought it was going to be, because I wanted to give it to you guys verbatim. But unfortunately, let's see. Nope, I can't find it. He was basically saying that because of the low numbers on the Xbox side, he's going to have to talk to Microsoft about this game actually coming to their platform. He's talking about the PlayStation 5 and Switch 2 are better. They're better options because they have a bigger fan base. More people are buying their consoles. Now it is a little crazy to me that he would put Switch 2 out there when that joint just released last month over the Xbox. That's a little wild. Now, of course, we know that Thomas Mahler, he's been out here a couple of times talking about, getting mad at people for leaving bad reviews, saying if y'all keep leaving bad reviews, we're going to have to shut down. And no more Wicked Rest for the Wicked, or whatever the name of the game is called, is going to be no more. Then he turns around and says, I didn't say that the company was shutting down. I didn't say that. So this guy, Thomas Mahler, I don't know. He's all over the place. I mean, can you trust his word? Man, at this moment, I don't know what to trust from this guy. Maybe it could be a situation where he was already mad at Microsoft for not letting the Ori franchise go multi-platform, asking him, why does our game have to be on your platform and not spread it to others, when it was actually on the Switch? It did make its way over there, but it just seems like they have a bit of a bit of a shaky pass, I guess you could say. And they don't seem to be seeing eye to eye right now, but only time will tell if they try to drop a bomb on Microsoft and try to tell them, look, man, we need a bag to bring this over to your platform. You're lagging behind. PlayStation 5 has the most players over yours. We might need a bag to bring this over to make this worth our while. But this is the thing about the Xbox brand that is always concerning. It's not about console warring. It's not about what console is best. At the end of the day, it is truly about competition. I am a firm believer in that. And the reason why I say that is, again, because Xbox isn't competing with PlayStation. They're giving them their games willingly. Their numbers are suffering. And as a situation of their numbers suffering, more and more developers, and not just developers, I mean, more importantly, the publishers are starting to wonder, man, should we even port this over to your platform because you don't have a big player base? Now, to me, I know 30 million. They're supposed to be a little over 30 million right now. So that is a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But when you're talking about consoles, man, you're kind of failing a little bit. You know, you got to bring that up a little bit to around like 65, maybe 75 million, preferably around 80 would be great at this point in time. You know, matter of fact, just to be fair, I don't even think PlayStation 5 is quite at 80 million 5 years in almost, but you just need those numbers to be better, because when we look at the numbers over on Xbox, they're not great when it comes to them spending money on titles. Now, some people could say, man, well, you know, look at Astrobot. Hardly anybody bought that on the PlayStation side. Yeah, that's true. You got that. I'm not going to refute that or try to defend that. You got that all day. I'm upset about that myself. But it has been proven over the years that most games perform much better on PlayStation versus Xbox. Now, some people could get mad at me for saying that, hey, it's Game Pass's fault. And to be quite frank, that's what Game Pass is there for. It is a service where you don't have to pay for the games. So they're doing their job to a certain degree, but you can't be upset when some of these developers or these publishers say we're not bringing the game over because you don't have the numbers to actually support the games that we bring over. You know, so it's a situation where Xbox, I wish they were doing much, much better. I wish they were competing. I wish they were, you know, putting their best foot forward, not putting their games on the competition, so that they could have a possible situation where they could be doing a lot better than they actually are right now, and making it worth it for these different developers to say, look, man, they got the numbers. Let's go over there and let's see what we can get. Because we know that no game on any platform, even at 100 million, no game on any platform rarely sells like 35 and 40 million in an install base of 100 million. So imagine what your numbers are going to be if you have a install base of 30 million. You're not going to have a whole ton of sales. Unfortunately, again, us the hardcore, we are the smallest group of people in this hobby that we love so much. We can carry it to a certain degree, but the masses, they far outweigh us. So that's pretty much what the situation is with Moon Studios and Xbox. Hopefully they'll be able to get on the same page and get things together eventually. But let's go ahead though, guys, and let's move on into the next story that I got from Pure Xbox. So you might remember a game Xbox showed off a few years ago, I would say about 4 years to be exact, called Contraband. Now that's being worked on by Avalanche Studios, the guys that actually made, oh man, I don't know if y'all played it, Mad Max. Oh, that game. Oh man, that game right there. God dog. Man, they did their thing on that one. That thing was nice. Oh, that was nice. But yeah, it's by that same team. So since then, the title has gone dark. And some people thought it was even canceled due to recent Xbox layoffs. Well, according to recent reports, that doesn't seem to be the case, as spotted by Tech4Gamers. The developer has posted a new job for the project for a product lead for the, quote, upcoming AAA co-op open world action game, end of quote. Now, the job listing says, and I quote, as the production lead for Live. That was the first red flag. I'm like, Live. Okay. Continue. They say, you are responsible for player acquisition, engagement, retention, and monetization strategy. Oh, buddy, of our live service. Man, brother, I don't know about this one, brother.
What did he say?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to continue though. It says, let me see, upcoming AAA game. Okay, now it says, product lead for the, quote, upcoming AAA co-op open world action game. The job listing says, quote, as the product lead for Live, you are responsible for the player acquisition, engagement, retention, and monetization strategy of our live service. Sorry for reading that all over again. Says you will own the product vision for Live, optimize player value for our live KPIs, manage a small team of product managers, and lead marketing community and analytics for the project. You will also be a key stakeholder of the development team on new live game features, content, and platform capabilities, and represent Live towards our publisher. Your primary focus will be on prioritizing the development roadmap and ensuring all releases meet their targets. End of quote. So to me, oh man.
But wait, it gets worse.
It seems like a live service game. Yet again, we thought, man, I didn't know what Contraband was. I thought that, man, you might have been driving across state lines with some cocaine. I thought it was going to be like a crime drama, similar to a Grand Theft Auto. But even though it's open world and that seems cool. Co-op, that seems great as well. But when you start talking about live service and trying to, monetize off of the players and, having to come together to, check out the engagement of the players, the retention, monetization strategies. Oh man, this just screams live service game. I was not expecting this from Contraband. And maybe that's why it's taking so long. Maybe that's why, similar to how things were over there at Blizzard, wasn't when they were making the MMO over there, when they canceled that, wasn't Blizzard, the Fallout teams or whatever. It was taking forever and they just said, man, wrap this up. This is enough. Maybe it's a situation where that's the same thing that Contraband is going through, because we are 4 years in and we haven't seen one bit, not a drop of gameplay. And it seems like, yet again, similar to Blade, here we are, another game taking forever to release. Again, there's rumors saying that Fable might not even make it out next year. That joker might slip into 2027, quite possibly. So it just seems like it continues to be a problem, even though Xbox has continued this year to really deliver and do great things as far as their delivering schedule of having some games come out, and even have Gears of War Reloaded actually releasing later on this year as well. They have done very, very well with that, with their release schedule. But these older games that were shown off years ago, they seem to continue to struggle. And Perfect Dark, that was like 7 years in the making, and they still couldn't come up with something. It's things like this that make you wonder about, again, the leadership. Are you guys coming in there? Are y'all checking on the teams? Are y'all figuring out what is going on? Because it seems like these games are having a harder time actually releasing on a pretty good cadence. So yet again, Contraband, not only are we going to have to wait probably a few more years for this game, but it's going to end up being a live service game to just top it off. So we'll see what happens with Contraband. That definitely took away quite a bit of the excitement for me for the game, because it seems like it's going to go into something that, a genre that I am not at all, versed in, don't want to be versed in it, doesn't really appeal to me, but I'm sure there's somebody out there will be looking forward to this. But let's go ahead though, guys, and let's get into the next story from Windows Central. So in quick news for Game Pass subscribers, we were just talking about Game Pass. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers will be releasing July 24th, 2025 into the service. And if you want to purchase the game on PlayStation 5, you can actually get it for about, what does it say? It says that you can actually get it for $50. $50.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
I know about this game right here, man. I mean, listen, it might be good. It might be good. You know, maybe we can look it up and see if it has a Metacritic score attached to it. Let's see what it's doing out here in these gaming streets. Is it performing? Is it really doing its ones and twos right now? What is the Metacritic score for Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers? We're going to look this up. Okay. Man. Yeah, it ain't doing too bad. It says the game Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers has a Metacritic score of 71. Positive based on 44 reviews according to Metacritic. There are 26% mixed reviews and 3% negative reviews. The game is a Souls... Oh, shucks. Did they say a Souls-like game? Oh, my God.
Move this man!
Oh, man! Souls like, no for me. Yep, I'm definitely out. Oh, yeah. Souls like action RPG set in a fictional ancient China. Yep, I'm not gonna be checking this one out at all. But shout out to Wu-Chang. I'm glad for you Xbox subscribers, well, Xbox Game Pass subscribers. Did y'all actually get this for free? Well, it ain't for free. You definitely paying for it. But yeah, it's in the service, the 24th. And the day is what? What's the day? The 23rd, so tomorrow. Y'all will be able to look for that. Hell, man, let me know what y'all think about it, because I will not be getting involved. Let's go ahead and let's get into the next story that I got from WCCF Tech. Now, this next story I found funny. More than anything. So Ripstone Games are reporting that their billiards pool game will run at 8K native resolution at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh, shucks. PlayStation 5 Pro got another one. They got another game running at 8K native, 60 frames per second. Yeah, on the Pro. Now, they actually even came out with the PlayStation 5 stats. Now, for the PlayStation 5, the game will run at 4K, 120 frames per second. Now, to break this down a little more, Ripstone Games' George Holland, yeah, he's part of the team over there. He provided additional info by saying that the nature of the pool being fixed around the table, their relatively lightweight proprietary engine, and their initial pre-alpha testing before any optimization led the team to believe that 8K at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro is achievable. We are talking about a pool game here, man.
You big dummy.
I can't believe a pool game. I'm talking about billiards, man. We ain't talking about swimming in a pool like Michael Phelps. We talking about a doggone billiards pool game, man.
Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else.
I'm saying to myself, are you kidding? Oh, man, you guys hyped up about this. Now, the console warrior in me. I will say, when I saw this story, oh, man, I started kind of smiling to myself, similar to how I'm doing right now. Like, man, somebody is going to take this information and they are going to go crazy with it. Man, look at the PlayStation 5 Pro. 8K resolution, a doggone 60 frames per second. You can't do that on Xbox. And then everybody gets all up in arms. What game is doing this? What game is running at native 8K? 8K, 60 frames per second. What game is doing this black magic? And then they turn around and say it's a billiards pool. Oh my gosh. A billiards pool game is running it at that big of a resolution and that many man. Oh, man. I don't know, brothers. I don't know. I mean, listen. I don't know if this is good news or bad. I just found it absolutely interesting that these jokers over there, I never even heard of these guys. Ripstone Games, man. Shout out to y'all. They said, look, man, we got to get out here. You know what? You know what the best way to do, how to get some eyes on us, man? Listen, man, we running this joker at 8K. Matter of fact, can we really do it? Doggone George Holland. Yeah, I think we can absolutely do it. You know, the way that things are happening with our lightweight proprietary engine. Yeah, we should be able to definitely pull that off. Man, we'll get out there and start talking to the press. Go over there and talk to WCCF Tech. Let them know. Matter of fact, after you let them know, doggone go around to the other outlets and let them know as well. Yeah, darn. I tell you, man, shoot, you know what? I haven't played a pool game. I haven't played a pool game since the PC back in like 1994, 1995, somewhere around there. I was taking that mouse and hitting the doggone, you know, breaking the balls apart and all that stuff. Oh, man. What, hey, let me ask y'all, brother, something. Any of y'all picking this up, man? Oh, man, go ahead and put it on your 8K TV. Show your friends, man, this is what PlayStation 5 Pro is doing right now. And it's running in 60 frames. Can your game do that? Oh, shucks. Anyway, let's go ahead, man. Let's move on into the next story that I got from the gamer. God, dog. Do y'all think PlayStation 5 flexing with that one? Y'all think that Ripstone Games is really out here, you know, doing a big one with this one, man? Oh, shucks. Y'all gotta let me know something. But let's get to this next story. Oh, man, I'm all tongue-tied. Y'all know how I go. But I got this story from the gamer. So EA is officially back at it with the confirmation. After 4 years and multiple rumors, Battlefield 6 will be shown on July 24th, 2025, which is tomorrow, Thursday. We're going to get our first look in the start time for man, a switch up. Man, on the East Coast, we actually get it kind of early. We'll actually be able to see it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will say this as well. It's a report out there that says that this game is going to be $80 and it's going to release on October 10th. I was about to say 20th, October 10th. And the person that actually discovered this was Bill Kiaun. We done heard this guy's name multiple times, and he seems to be pretty good. Seems to have a pretty good track record. So if you want to look him up, his name is spelled Billbilkun. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with this Battlefield. Hopefully it's good. I've never played a Battlefield. I've heard mixed things about it. The last Battlefield that released came out to mixed reviews. So we'll see what happens with this one. Seems like they say Battlefield is a little more simulation versus Call of Duty is a little bit more archaic. You know, has a little bit more of an arcade feel to it, you know, instead of that simulation, which I'm always gonna be a fan of the arcade version of most things, you know, versus the simulation because it's just more fun. But we'll see if this thing has that destruction that they were talking about where whole buildings are going to be crumbling down. And man, I mean, we've heard that before. I mean, Crackdown, anyone? Oh, wait. Crackdown was doggone. Man, we saw those buildings coming down and Crackdown, the cloud, power of the cloud and all of that stuff. And when it actually came out, God, dog.
Y'all killing me with this.
It was ridiculous. I said, how y'all sold us a dream on the cloud? So hopefully with EA, with this new Battlefield, hopefully we won't have to go through that. And these buildings really will be crumbling down like the, what is it called? The London Bridge out this mother lover. You know, my family. And anyway, I'm being ridiculous right now. Let's go ahead though. We'll see what that's hitting for tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Let's see. The next story I actually got from The Gamer as well. Man, these jokers was busy. So we heard of, at least we're under the assumption that a second expansion for Starfield would be releasing this year. Well, we might have to kind of switch that up and kind of pump the brakes on that one. Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta stop because, according to Nate the Hate, which actually also, he has a pretty good track record as well. He said, and I quote, another DLC expansion is still to come, though it doesn't seem like it'll make it 2025 at this point. End of quote. So yeah, earlier in the year, we heard that this expansion was releasing. Of course, we saw Xbox's showcase come up. Didn't see anything about Starfield there. Nobody really thought too much about it. I mean, the show was okay at the end of the day, so it wasn't like people were clamoring for it. We had other things on the list that we were trying to see, like doggone Contraband, for one. So even though it skipped that, I'm sure most people thought that, okay, it might not be there at the show, but hey, maybe they don't want to show a game that's already been released. Maybe they want to concentrate on games that are coming soon. So that would make sense. But now, hearing this again from Nate the Hate, that the game, well, the DLC or the expansion, whatever you want to call it, won't be making it out this year. I don't think too many people are going to be, well, I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for anybody. I would think that, with the landscape of gaming as it is right now, the different games that are releasing later on this year. I mean, next month is Mafia, the old country. Man, brothers, I am very, very much so looking forward to that. I think they dropping a little too many videos, though. I got to avoid a lot of those joints. I think they going into a little too much detail. I wish they would kind of pull back a little bit, but that game is coming out next month along with, Gears of War Reloaded. I know plenty of us have already played it, but I'm still looking forward to it. Senua's Saga is coming out on the PlayStation 5 next month. I know that kind of hurts. I know it hurts, Xbox fans, just a little bit, or maybe it doesn't. You guys weren't really rocking with Senua like that to begin with, so maybe it doesn't really matter. But, Xbox fans, to be fair, I'm sure they're kind of used to it. I'm still not used to it. I can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that I can actually play Senua's Saga on my PlayStation 5 next month. And again, some of y'all might say that's confusing. Why? Because I want competition. I don't want the games on the PlayStation 5. I want Xbox out there fighting continuously. But these jokers seem to be giving up. They just gave the keys to their apartment over the PlayStation. Man, come on in, man. Kick your feet up on our table. Your feet all muddy or your shoes all muddied up. It don't even matter, man. Just come on in and relax yourself. Take a load off. Or you want to go on my refrigerator and get something to eat? Sure, go ahead. That's Forza. And whatnot, go ahead. Go on in there and get yourself something to eat. Help yourself. Dog, just helping theyself to all of your victuals. Man, oh man. Anyway, and they're giving them up willingly. But I will say though, God dog, man, that Forza Horizon 5 selling almost 3 million copies. I mean, dang, man, it makes it kind of hard, I'm sure, for them to say, nah, we don't want to do that, especially with somebody like Satya Nadella, who's in charge, and he's always a money guy first. So anyway, we'll see what's going on with that as the days and weeks go on. Let's get on into the next story that I actually got from Tweaktown. So I know we're in this place in gaming where development costs, have gone through the roof. And we have other examples of this where Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot confirmed that Assassin's Creed Shadows development, production, marketing, and distribution brought the total investment for that project to over, before I tell you, how much do y'all think it cost? Think it cost 60 million? Think it cost around like 90 million, 130 million, 200 million? Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot, 200 million. Well, he actually said that it cost over 100 million. Now, Mr. Gillimon said, and I quote, $100 million. God dog. He said, quote, "We don't disclose production costs. It did cost over 100 million euros. We'll say that. We don't give any final costs. We also invested heavily in the engine." End of quote. Now, we said this statement in a shareholders meeting. Now, on the side, man, how the world, wait a minute, can you even do that at a shareholders meeting? I got Ubisoft stock. I ain't got enough to get an invite to the meeting, though. But I got Ubisoft stock, and it has absolutely tanked out of its darn mind. Nintendo seems to be doing well, though. I mean, Nintendo stock is doing pretty good for a brother right now. But Ubisoft, god dog, I bet on the wrong horse with that one. But I'm shocked that he doesn't have to give them specific numbers on what they're actually spending, especially because these people are essentially funding it by having their money invested in the company. Interesting. Does anybody know about this a little bit deeper? Who has a lot of stock in a certain company and they actually give you a call? You're actually on that conference call when they're going over things like this. I would love to know. Now, he also said on a side note, he spoke on why Star Wars Outlaws failed. Now, we pretty much said that despite heavy investment and post-launch improvements, Star Wars Outlaws underperformed due to brand challenges and initial polish issues, with ongoing updates planned for future console releases. So when he talks about these the plans for future console releases, of course, he's talking about Switch 2, where he's basically saying that they're going to make sure that they polish it. They're going to have the, the improvements, come there a lot sooner, faster, on that console. And hopefully maybe they'll get more sales on that side. Me, I'm going to stand on it. I thought Outlaws was a fantastic game. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I liked the main character, Kay Vass. I thought she was great. I love Nyx. He was a nice addition. Graphically, I thought it was a great game. Gameplay wise, I thought it was a lot of fun. Story wise, I thought it was an okay story. Definitely didn't have any problems with the game. They continued to improve on it, which was great. I know a lot of people got mad at the situation where you go into a mission and you get spotted and there was an automatic mission fail. They fixed that. You got spotted and you were able to shoot it out, which really made it a lot more fun, kind of brought up the mechanics to a more modern day, as it were. But I definitely thought that the game got a bit of a bad rap. I mean, not because it didn't deserve it, but because people they couldn't look past the problems. And I understand you shouldn't look past the problems. Everybody has a threshold. And for me, it just didn't meet my threshold. So I thought it was a great game out the gate. But him talking about Star Wars actually has had some challenges in the past where, some of the interest in the franchise as a whole just kind of waned off. I could kind of see that. It seems like people have, I haven't seen any of the new Star Wars pictures underneath Disney. Not a one. But I hear that a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but I do hear that some people don't like what Disney did with the franchise. So maybe that could have had a bearing on, how well Outlaws did, because maybe, just maybe, the interest wasn't there. And of course, another thing that he didn't mention, but I'm sure was a bit of a hurdle for the game to jump over, was there were no Jedis. She was an outlaw. She didn't have a Jedi, I don't know what you call it. Jedi. What is it called? The thing that they have to fight with, the sword or whatever, but it ain't a sword. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Didn't have the lightsaber. Didn't have a lightsaber. In most games that are Star Wars based, you got that lightsaber situation going on, unless you're talking about X-Wing and a couple of other games. But I think that could have also been a bit of a hurdle, and that the main character, she was a female. I mean, that could have been a hurdle too. That kind of stuff doesn't really bother me, long as the game is dope. But, yeah, so that on top of polish issues, you're going to have a lot of problems there and a lot of things to actually, have to overcompensate to make up for. So who knows? Again, it was a fun game for me. I would recommend you check it out. It's on sale right now on PlayStation, digital store. If you want to, the DLCs are there as well. So, give it a try if you so dare. But let's go ahead though. And let's get into the next story that I got from Games Radar. So actually, speaking of Ubisoft, after 5 years of waiting, and a development reset, Ubisoft CFO, Frederick, Duguet, spelled Duguet, Duguet, during a Q&A portion of its recent annual general meeting with investors, said that Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake is releasing, quote, very soon, end of quote. Now, to be fair, I mean, that's pretty vague. That's a pretty vague statement. So who knows, when that will actually happen. And, who knows. But it was also confirmed that a new Ghost Recon is in the works. And according to the PC Gamer article, it could be, I don't like this, but it could be a first person perspective, and it could be a live service game. God, dog. And them in these live service games over and over and over again. Stuff gets tiresome, man. Man, you guys, it's like crack cocaine out here. Everybody wants a live service game. Jokers is going broke trying to make live service games out here. Companies are shutting down. You want to talk about risking everything. Risking it for the biscuit, man. You risking it for the bakery. These jokers fail and they're gone. Just like that. But I'm not going to harp on that. Let's go ahead and let's move on into the next story. So Games Radar is where I got this other story from. Now, this was the thing. I found this extremely interesting. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. How long do you think Donkey Kong Bonanza was in development for? If you would have asked me, I'm looking at the game. Game looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad. Nintendo ain't doing no ray tracing. They ain't doing no fly stuff. Graphics don't look sensationally amazing. They look good. Don't get me wrong. It looks like, man, you probably, if I was to say my guess, curious to know yours, but I would have said they probably worked on that game between like 3 to 4 years, by the way it came out, by the way it looks. But the interesting thing was coming to find out Super Mario Odyssey director and Donkey Kong Bonanza producer, his name is Kenta Motokura. He sat down with LA Vanguardia and said, and I quote, he said, "I can't give you very precise details. I can tell you that we started developing it after finishing Super Mario Odyssey," end of quote. Now, just for context, Odyssey released back in 2017. So for pretty much a 8-year span, Bonanza was actually in development for 8 years. 8 years, this game that looks like something you could run on a GameCube was in production.
What did he say?
I'm like, what? 8 years is crazy. But that's how long it took. I mean, the game did score high. People talking about, oh man, it's that Nintendo magic. I ain't going to talk about Nintendo magic too much. I ain't going to talk about it. I'm not going to question it to a certain degree. Because again, when these jokers was out here crying about Mario Odyssey, oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh my gosh. I said, y'all about to love this. It's crazy. Y'all out here on the cap train. Y'all are lying. Ain't no way this game made you feel no emotion where you crying and whatnot. Until I got to that part. Man, I got to that part, God dog. I told y'all the story. Man, oh man, I had to put the controller down for a second. Sheesh, man. Brother got overwhelmed a little bit. Brother got a little overwhelmed when I saw what I saw. I said, okay, I get it. Yeah, it was kind of powerful, you know, and that was that Nintendo magic where I was like, wow, man, that was pretty dope. So if they're talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza got that magic, that black voodoo that, you know, Nintendo is known for, you know, when it comes to that game and stuff, I'm not going to question it because I got bit by that bug, you know, a couple years ago. And I also got bit by the Zelda bug. So, man, I said, ain't no way Zelda is this nice. Y'all jokers are tripping. I don't know what y'all talking about. Ah, man. Got my hands on it, brother. I was like, man.
You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what he does.
I said, dang, man, I was out of pocket. I was completely out of pocket when it came to Zelda. I said, man, I did myself dirty on that one. I should have been enjoying this franchise. It's amazing. So, yeah, when it comes to Nintendo, you know, these guys, I can't stand their practices, Jack. I can't stand them. You know, but it seems like 8 years this thing was in production, and it seems like they came out with a diamond, a possible Game of the Year contender. Very, very interesting. Would y'all ever have thought that a game like that would take 8 years to work on? I darn sure wouldn't. But let's get into the next story that I actually got from Tech Radar. So this is more quick news. Now, it was announced by developer GSC World on Twitter, and I quote, they said, okay, 1 like, and we announced Stalker 2 for PlayStation 5, end of quote. Now, of course, it's being said, not just that it's being said, of course, it is releasing for the PlayStation 5. I think they got 2,000 likes or something like that off of it. So yeah, Stalker 2 will be coming to PlayStation 5 sometime in quote, late 2025, end of quote. Now it will be enhanced for the PlayStation 5 Pro, and they will utilize DualSense controller features, including haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. And that to me gets me so excited. Am I even going to play Stalker 2? Man, I'm probably lying to y'all right now. Getting all excited and saying, oh man, those adaptive triggers. I can't wait to get my hands on that. I think I'm lying, bro.
Move this man.
Yeah, I think I'm lying right now. I don't think I'm ever going to pick up Stalker 2. I might get it on a sale or something like that. Yeah, I'm lying, man. I don't think so. But for anybody that's out there wanting to pick up Stalker 2 and you were interested in this game out, man, go ahead and pick it up sometime in late 2025 of this year. Now, the thing is, brothers and sisters, we are going to start this. We ain't going to start nothing. We at the end of this doggone mother lover. We're going to end the show with this one. So I got this one from Comic Book. That is the final story of the week. Now, oh, man, now, listen. We got to preference this by saying this is absolutely big buddy rumors.
Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day.
Man, this rumor right here, man, listen, I don't know. I don't know about this one. But, yeah, it seems like, you got to take this one with a minuscule piece of a mustard seed. So according to YouTuber Detective Seeds, GTA 6, whether you believe it or not, GTA 6 will run at 60 frames per second on PS5 Pro. He says PlayStation is working directly with Rockstar. Oh man, let me get through this. He said that, okay. It just sounds so ridiculous. I can't even take it seriously. But okay, here it is. Detective Seeds. He said, it's going to run at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 Pro. He says PlayStation is working directly with Rockstar Games to make this happen. The report reads, and I quote, GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro. And listen to this, on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. Now, they also are, he says they are also assisting on several, found this interesting, several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. End of quote. There's a couple things to unpack here. Hold on. Wait a second. So you mean to tell me that the engineers over at PlayStation are working with Rockstar to get this game running at 60 frames per second, again on multiple graphical settings? Man,
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Man, listen, brothers and sisters, do y'all believe this? Now, we just talked about the story of the pool game running at 8K at 60 frames per second. Man, but that's Billions Pool, brother. That man, that's balls on the table. That came off crazy into the mud. But y'all know what I'm saying, man. It's cue balls on the table. Joker's getting knocked around, got some physics, the table turning, twisted and whatnot. Bam, 8-ball in the side pocket, bro. Here it is. I mean, it's a huge difference with that in Grand Theft Auto 6 being open world with the graphical prowess. The graphical prowess of a GTA 6. Man, listen, brothers, if they can pull that off, that would be amazing. Again, all of this is rumors. So we gotta take it with a mustard seed of truth if it's true or not. But if they can pull that off, oh my gosh, PlayStation 5 Pros are probably gonna fly off the shelf. And I'm gonna tell you, man, listen, I'm cheap. Oh, I'm cheap when it comes to certain things. And $700 with no disk drive in the joint, that's just a little too much for me. A little too much. I don't want to give them my money for those kind of practices. But we all got a threshold. Oh man, we all got that one thing where it's like, man, I don't want to bend, I don't want to fold. But dang, that sure is nice. Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out here running at 60 frames per second. Man, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm picking up a PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm not even going to say that. $700 is $700, brothers and sisters. I ain't got it. But I will say, man, I might, man, who am I kidding? I ain't getting that daggone Pro. Who am I kidding? I'm sitting up here again like I was with Stalker 2. I ain't getting no PlayStation 5 Pro. If that joker come out running at 60 frames per second, you know what I'm going to say about Sony? You know what I'm going to say? All I'm going to say is, that's all you going to get from me. Job well done, Sony and Rockstar. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I ain't giving you a dime for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Are you crazy? With no disk drive? Man, ain't no doggone way. I wish I would, man. It'll be dope to see, though. And I am excited about this. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring up was, I find it interesting if it is true. If they're working on other multiple Rockstar titles, listen, that'd be interesting. What titles are these? Red Dead Redemption 3, Bully 2, Manhunt 2, Midnight Racing? I don't even know. I have no idea. But it's exciting news. PlayStation 5 Pro has been amazing. It has been absolutely incredible. Has it been incredible? Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, they've definitely done that thing with this console. I've enjoyed what they've done from a distance, just looking at it, through Digital Foundry or different places on YouTube doing the videos, the comparison videos. So I've definitely enjoyed it from afar. Definitely not, getting personal time with the PlayStation 5 Pro. But they've done a much better job than what they did with the PlayStation 4 Pro. They are giving people a reason to go out there and pick it up. I'm just being serious, for a minute. They have been doing their job. Excellent job, man. So if they're able to do this, as the good brother Detective Seed said, if they're able to pull this off, then that would be sensational. That would be incredible. And I'm sure that a lot of people would be sold on the PlayStation 5 Pro if that does happen. But, only time will tell. Anyway, brothers and sisters, that is the end of the gaming news this week, which leads us into the final section of the podcast. And I'm going to make this quick because I'm not going to hold y'all here too much longer. Y'all saw the title of this episode. And again, thank you guys for being here. It's always greatly, greatly appreciated. By the way, I meant to say this earlier. If you don't want to sit through the whole show, the whole podcast, what I'm trying to do, for people that just want that bite-sized snippet of what's going on, I've actually been uploading YouTube shorts, of all of these stories. Not all of these per se, but, one or two of these, and just putting it in short form, like for 1 minute. If you just want to hear the story, nothing more, nothing less, go over there and subscribe to the channel. We'd be happy to have you join the fold of the 26 subscribers that we have so far. Yeah, come on over. I think it's a little bit more than 26, but not that much more. Let's not get crazy. But let's get into this question of the week. So, are you okay with, and we never had this conversation, and I'm not going to make it long, but are you okay with the $80 increase to video games? I mean, this is something that has recently happened. Nintendo came out there, karate kicking the whole doggone industry door down with price points. And all of a sudden we're here. Here it is. Battlefield 6 is allegedly going to be $80 coming out in October. We got Microsoft coming out there saying that what's their latest game that's coming out? Oh man, is it Outer Worlds? I think that's going to be $80. Mario Kart, $80 and $90. So we never really sat down and had the conversation. For me, personally, I'm not okay with $80 games. I love the industry. I truly do. I love gaming. I love the developers. I love their art. I love what they're able to give us. Now, they're not giving it to us. we are buying it, but I love what they're able to produce for us to spend our money on. But I feel like today, and I know that when a person says, I feel, they're going off of emotions. I get it. But I can only give you my perspective. I think that today, to a certain degree, we get less. And it seems like they're charging more. They're trying to do away with physical games. They're trying their hardest to get that up out of here. And it be all digital. Games are continuously coming out broken on day one, needing a patch. I don't have a problem with the patch. I'm not going to sit up here and be mad about them giving you a patch on day one to try and fix the problems. That's fine. But my problem comes in when the game is still broke 2 and 3 weeks later. You still got problems, that are happening. Even though the games have become longer, graphics have become, oh man, so much better. Even AA games out here rocking hard with the graphics, the presentation, all of that good stuff. But it just seems like, $80. And of course, everybody has their own threshold. $80 for somebody else might not be that big of a deal. But in today's economy, and I'm just speaking for me, I'm not being my heart ain't bleeding for everybody. I'm just going to speak for me. Man, shucks, groceries is like $200 a week, and it's just me and my wife with no kids. $200 a week definitely makes you really think about the choice in games that you're going to get. And I know that tons of podcasts and different outlets are saying the same thing. Oh man, it's going to really make you cautious about what games you buy out the gate. I mean, no, duh. I mean, it's a bigger risk. Anything that's a bigger risk, you're going to be more cautious. So that just goes without saying. That ain't a big revelation like, oh my gracious, more expensive games. Oh, I got to be more cautious. No, not at all. Come on, knock it off. I just think that, it's like, why? I get that the budgets are that, really going up a lot more. $100 million here, $100 million there, $200 million. I just think that they got to figure a way on how to drop the cost of how much it is to actually have these games come out. But I'm not for it. $80 is way too expensive. You're going into, oh man. I mean, listen, this is the thing, because I'm thinking about this thing from a long term. Look, we're going to be at $80. Well, we're at $80 in this generation where consoles are not going down in price. They either staying pretty much where they are or they're going up, even have gone up at times. So I'm like, what is it going to be next generation? Now, I get that we got to pay for the stuff that we love. I mean, we don't have to do anything, but if you want certain things to continue on, you got to support it. That goes without saying. But I'm thinking if it's 80 this time out, does it mean next generation is going to be 90? And it just keeps going up more and more and more. So I'm more so concerned about the future. $80, that's just a little too much. And with Nintendo 90, yeah, I can't do it. I would love to get you guys' thoughts, though. If you want to be a part of the conversation, email the show at the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com, or you can call the show if you like and let your voice be heard. Shout out to you, Cody Clark. I haven't forgot about you, brother. I'm definitely going to get to your messages, man, and on listener feedback. But if you do want to call in, you can call in at 44. No, it's not 44. It's 667. Oh man, 284-9057. I'm making a phone call in the middle of the show. Anyway, that is it. That is it, brothers and sisters. I want to thank you guys once again for being here. Thank y'all, man. So with that being said, before we tie this thing up and put a bow on it, man, it's such unprofessional productions around here. Pardon me for that phone call. But before we get out of here, always remember, it is not about the consoles. It is about the games. So until next Wednesday when we do it again, until then, you guys take care. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.